Hi. Did you know that nearly 3 in 4 undergraduate students in the United States of America are considered non traditional students? A non traditional student is defined by an article in USA Today as students that are over the age of 25 or students that already have children. Both my wife and I, Aaron Leggett, are following this path as we pursue our post secondary educational goals. My wife is in the RN program at UACCB, and I myself, after 15 years or so past high school graduation, have determined to go back to college and get my degree. It's my goal today to inform you about this new norm that is sweeping over college campuses nationwide. So let's get started. The first thing we want to address is what is driving this shift from traditional to non traditional students in our educational system. If 3 out of 4, if almost 75% of new college students are non traditional students, why is that the case? A recent article in USA Today suggested that there are two primary factors that are driving this shift in our educational system. The first is the issue of a recession. This most recent economic recession that our country has endured demonstrated and revealed to us that 4 out of 5 jobs that were lost during the recession were lost to people who had no post secondary education. They had no education after high school. So there is a real need, a realization of the need that there is education required beyond high school if we are to have jobs that will endure a economic recession. The second one, quite frankly, is technology. And as technology advances, especially artificial intelligence technologies, there are more tasks that could be accomplished more efficiently by a computer than by a human being. In fact, this same USA Today article stated that some 47% of U.S. jobs will be at risk of being completed or replaced by computers at some point in the future. So we've identified a couple of the external pressures that are changing the field of college education from traditional to non-traditional students. But it seems to me that there are most likely internal motivators as well. I'm speaking solely from personal experience in this department, but there is, first of all, I think the motivator of personal development. For me personally, I always love to learn and to continue to grow and develop new skills and assimilate new information as a person, just developing individually. And then secondly, I can testify to this being true as well for me and for my wife in our non-traditional pursuit of our college educations, and that is the motivation of family betterment. We want a better life for our kids that we can provide for them with our current level of education and of equipment for the job market, for the job place. So we pursue this educational goals as a way to better the conditions for our children and thereby, by extension, their children afterwards. Today we've talked about the drastically changing landscape of college education in America, specifically as it relates to non-traditional students. To quote the great South African political leader Nelson Mandela, he said, "Education is the most powerful weapon with which you can use to change the world." My encouragement to you today, whether you are traditional or non-traditional, but especially if you are a non-traditional student, continue to pursue that post-secondary education and use the wealth of resources and knowledge received from it to change your world.